Oh, and then Isel's video. Isel's calling out Freely the banana girl. I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow.
I hated that video.
Yeah, Alina didn't like that video because I
just don't agree with any of his points.
Isel called Freely a dried up old bimbo with nothing but a misleading diet book and a pair of fake tits.
I feel like
Alina was like, no, I'm not listening to this.
How dare I refer to Freely the banana girl as a bimbo?
À-bas-le-ciel.
It's a question that's been asked for years of this channel. I'm almost infamous at this point for daring to use the B word. No, not the other B word. Bimbo.
I'm not listening to this.
A successful woman has been called a bimbo. That's like the -- word, you know?
Yeah. Actually, I called those two Cuban girls bimbos today in my video. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trolling. The vegan activist, you know what I'm talking about?
I get called bimbo 24/7. People hit me on a level I didn't even know I was on.
You get called bimbo a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're far from a bimbo.
What is the definition of bimbo?
We all make choices in life. We make choices about how we present ourselves, and then we get to find out how other people perceive us. Freely had choices in life. She could have chosen to actually research the medical claims made in her book and on her website and in her videos. And she didn't. That makes her a bimbo. It also, in a sense, makes her a fraud. When people challenged her on her credentials and said, how is she qualified? What experience does she have that prepares her to offer the advice that she's offering about weight loss? She said that her only credential, the only credential she needs, the only experience she's got to show is her own body. That she has a good-looking body, therefore she's qualified. That makes her a bimbo. And it's a choice, people. It's a choice. There are plenty of channels. There's one, I'm sorry, I can shout her out. There's a mechanical engineering major. So a young woman, she works as a mechanical engineer, but she's also on Instagram showing off her body and giving diet and exercise advice on YouTube. And she does not present herself as a bimbo. And you can tell right away. You can just tell in the kind of highly methodical, self-disciplined, careful manner in which she takes advice and listens to the questions of the audience. She is not presenting herself as a bimbo. It's a choice. And, you know, a lot of women make the choice to present themselves as bimbos because it's safe. Because if you present yourself as a bimbo, nobody is going to expect you to defend your beliefs at the same level of rigor, at the same high standards as other people. Being a bimbo, playing the role of a bimbo, because it's a game. It's basically like a costume people put on. It's a character type that people learn from movies and television and then act out in real life. The same way that if you go to a Star Trek convention, there are people there pretending to be space aliens, all right? I mean, it's completely phony. There's a sense in which nobody is a bimbo. People are only perceived as bimbos, and people almost pretend to be bimbos. People adopt these mannerisms, adopt this kind of behavior, act out this culturally familiar script. It's a way of saying, don't take me too seriously. I don't want to answer to that higher standard. I don't want to live up to somebody else's expectations. And Freely, she never did. She never changed. I know for a fact. I was in Chiang Mai. I saw Freely, by the way. It was no big deal. Didn't change my life. I know Freely watched my videos criticizing her. When there's a video on the internet that I presented in which I just straight up said, it is a lie to claim that garlic contains a neurotoxin, that vegans should refuse to eat garlic because garlic contains neurotoxin. And I pointed out, Freely does have a footnote. She does have a citation for her claim that garlic contains neurotoxin. You click on that citation and read it, and it is complete bullshit. And certainly, Freely is not the only person playing this game, and women are not the only ones playing this game. I was just looking at a guy who's infamous, known as the Life Regenerator. Life Regenerator, it's the same dangerous game of offering pseudoscientific, rumor-based bullshit health advice for people, claiming you can cure diseases you can't cure, claiming the scientific basis for diseases and nutritional information you don't know. And the shame of it is that it's simultaneously very real and very fake. It's simultaneously very silly and very serious. And somebody like Freely, she can play the part of the bimbo all she wants to. She can toss her hair and smile and laugh and pretend that it doesn't get to her. I know that my videos on my channel deeply hurt her and deeply angered her. And I know that because she took aside a friend of mine, just using friend, an acquaintance, whatever you want to say of mine, in Chiang Mai, and screamed at her with rage because that friend of mine had appeared on my channel, just talking in a down-to-earth, honest way about how much fat she had gained, how much weight she had gained following Freely's diet advice, living on permanent vacation in Chiang Mai. That's bad advice, I know it deeply wounds Freely, and she responds with anger and rage. And we all saw how angry she was when she was on that TV news show in Australia, and they just asked her what education she had. And she had a choice. And she didn't say her only credential was her body or her appearance. She chose to lie. Okay, Freely? That's what makes you a bimbo. And there's a parallelism here, because in this video I'm responding to Charlie and Alina. Alina, a lot of people cast shade your way. Alina, I don't know anything about you. I'm not going to say you're a bimbo. Alina, the irony is right now you're dating a man who's choosing to be a bimbo. Alina, the only criticism I have for you is that if you really love that man, if you really care about that man, you should be using all of your power and influence in the relationship to try to get him on a bus to get back into a university classroom. He was getting tuition-free university education, and he badly needs it. And it's not too hidden. He even wants it. Part of Charles Marlowe, the vegan cheetah, is happy to come on camera and play the role of the bimbo. I've said many times, he's not as dumb as he pretends to be. But part of him, the same part of him that was so moved when he saw a video on my channel that said he's never going to run for mayor, he's never going to be taken seriously, part of him wants to be taken seriously. And that guy didn't finish high school. He was in and out of prison. He's had all these problems in his life. We all got to make choices, Alina. You don't choose how you're perceived. But yes, you do get to choose the role you play. And I hope you can look at someone like Freely. You can look at someone like me. You can look in the mirror. You can look at Charles. Those choices have consequences. Take yourself seriously. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Because if you don't, nobody else will.
À-bas-le-ciel.
You know how I get down, man. I get tired of that bullshit, man. We're gonna start shooting. We're gonna start motherfucking shooting, nigga. Think I don't know who the fuck you is, man? I get you when I'm ready to get you, nigga. And you gonna understand. You gonna understand before I'm motherfucking done. The everything ain't here, alright? Listen, maybe that nigga a little crazy or something. But you in trouble, nigga. You done fuck with the wrong one, nigga.